Ooh, I put some moisturizer on my face and it's made my face all shiny. Hey, it's Romania Black. I'm glistening. Not only from the moisturizer, but also with excitement because it's episode 40 of March Comes in Like a Lion. We're down to the last 5 episodes, which is crazy. This will be our last month of March next month, which is so wild to me. So we'll be finishing it by the end of this year. Crazy. So, last episode, I could not wait to watch this one because it was so good. Just seeing Saku Yanigahara like place his bets on the table, throw his dick down, his 66-year-old manhood on the table and say, look, I'm not giving up. I'm not throwing in the towel. It was beautiful last episode. It was gorgeous. And then you also have Shimada, who we've been rooting for this entire season to do well. And now you have this guy that you're rooting for versus this other guy that you're rooting for. It's just, it's amazing. And I'm in love with it so much. So, but yeah, I don't have any comments, obviously, to talk about because I went ahead and watched episode 40. But I'm sure I will have comments, maybe, possibly, as we go into episode 41 next week. But I'm going to be savoring this last month of March. I'm going to be savoring it so hard because I am going to wait till the anime comes out, whenever that may be. Because I want to watch it, but it's going to be such a hard wait. Anyway, though, I'm really excited to see what we get with this episode and with this match, because I feel like this match is going to end this episode. So it's like, who's going to win? Is it going to be Yanigahara? Is it going to be Shimada? Honestly, I'm good either way. I think either one I will root for, and I'll be happy with either winner, but it's going to be bittersweet especially it's going to be bittersweet for Saku if he loses, but I'm also rooting for Shimada, so it's a hard place to be in, right? But anyway, I do want to give a shout out before we start to our philanthropy tier over on Patreon, since we got a little time. Thank you all so much for supporting me on YouTube with subscriptions and following me, or if you support me on Patreon, whatever tier you support me on, I really appreciate it. But those in the philanthropy tier, they get a special shout out. So I want to give a shout out to Alex Cornejo, to Anime Annie, to Be Happy, to Bryant Reed, to Damage3245, to Dana, to Danger Zone, to Destiny Marie, to Danny Donmai, to Devorin, as well as Ichu, Eric, Fisho, Ghostly Turnip, Elfreya, Liam Poles, Lyndon, Matthew Palfinier, Murphew, Nicholas, Sunspots Trails, Shimoyama, as well as Translucent Min, Alexandra Q, Moroni W, and our new philanthropy tier member, I alone am the bitchless one. I'm gonna have a lot of fun saying that. So thank you all so much. I really appreciate it. All of my love. But yeah, that's what I got. I'm super excited to get into this episode and see what all we get. So we're not going to waste any more time. We are going to dive right in to March Comes In Like a Lion, episode 40, season 2 episode we'll talk about in the intro. And we're going to do that here in 3, 2, 1, and let's do it to it. Oh, the mic drop. How you start out with a mic drop? Really? Oh. Oh. Wow. Yeah, and going back to that question, how long do you think you're going to be in this? Oh. Yeah, are you going to be able to hold up with the up-and-coming youngsters? How does that passing of the torch go? I love the idea that he wants to become a torch, and it's very much a passing of the torch moment, so the thematic elements work really good. Yeah. And his voice actor is so good. So good. Oh. Oh. And the embers burning from the cigarette. And the ashes falling. Oh. Oh my gosh. But if you're going to stand in that burnt field, then just keep burning. Yeah, don't stop burning yet. No, 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 no. Oh. Oh. They are things decided easily. That's right. Oh, wow. Hi, Dobby. Oh, I love the concept of the Human Torch. Oh, oh, oh. Yes, please. Yes, please. Okay, I'm going to double check my mic real quick because it was starting to like go in and out there. Okay, we're good there. All right. Double checking all that. Oh, okay, so 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39. Episode 18 of season 2. I could have taken 22 minus 4, but shut up. Math is not my strong suit. I have my dogs both at my feet right now, which is hilarious. I've loved this match. It's been so short, but it's been such that March is such a good show for that. Like a lot of things you would expect in a sports anime them to be drawn out and taking forever, but March is just like, no, you're going to get this match, this match, this match, and that's going to be it. And I love this message throughout the series of no matter win or lose, like you still march on, you still go forward, right? It's great. I'm like trying to split legs between two dogs, like rubbing both of their bellies while watching this. Okay. Still on burnt field. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh. We don't give a shit about the bishop anymore. Oh. I love he's doing things they can't predict. But Ray, what are you seeing? What do you see? He's beyond that. Yes! And Shimada's like, but what? I love Shimada and Nikaido have the same reactions. But is that it? Oh. Uh-huh. But he is. He has all those years of experience. Don't start doubting yourself, Shimada. Oh, I love it. Oh, Ray figured it out. Oh, what will you do? Oh, look at Nikaido. Oh. Is he going to make a mistake or is he going to realize what he's doing? Oh. And they're both like, what do we do with this? Oh, no. Oh, no. Did you make a move too soon, Shimada? Did you make a move too soon? And Ray's like, no, that wasn't the right path. Ooh. Okay. Ah. Mm-hmm. We talked about that last week, yeah. Plainly, simply, a layer thicker. Oh, sweetheart. A Zelkova tree. Oh, wow. Oh. I love each of them like doubting each other. How can you have all this self-doubt? Shimada thinks you're amazing. Don't say what would you have been. Don't give up. Oh, don't give up, Yanigahara. Oh. Oh, let Shimada compare you to something. Yeah, don't get distracted. I want to root for both of them. Oh. 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 Oh my God. Oh. 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 Oh, I don't want him to give up. Oh, no, don't give up so fast. Oh. Oh. Oh, this match is so good. We're still on the same damn move. Don't jinx this shit. Oh. Oh. When did this happen? We didn't know about this going in. Oh. Oh, well, damn. Oh my God, now I want him to win. Don't give up, Saku. Come on. Come on. Come on, Saku. Don't give up. I want both of them to win, but now I kind of want him to. Now he's kind of the underdog. Sho, what are you doing? Ah. Oh my God. Why do they do the skip intro button now? Oh. Oh. Oh my God, Shaft. This is amazing. Oh. Oh my God. Oh. Oh. Oh my God. This is just art at this point. Oh. Oh. Oh my God. Oh. And nobody knows what he's doing. Oh. 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 Oh my God, old man. Oh my God. And they've been playing all day. Come on. Come on. So deliberate. Oh. Oh my God. No, don't pull in a Kaido. Saku, don't do it. Wow, using the armrest in front of him. Oh, and the hand is like the lava. Oh, oh. Oh, I love that shot of them staring at it. Oh, and there's a chairman, right? Uh-huh. Oh. Oh, oh shit! Just broke the pieces! Oh! Wow. Wow. I lost. Oh my God! Wow. Eternal Kisho. Oh. Shimada, you tried so hard. Oh. Oh, Shimada. Oh. Poor Shimada, I just want him to win a title. But I'm happy that Saku won. So I'm so conflicted. Oh. 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 Is he going to go back and talk to Shimada? I kind of want him to. Because they have to do the post game. Wow. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, what about poor Shimada? Hmm. Oh. Oh. Shut up. What about Shimada? Just left in the dust. Oh. Oh, Nikaido! Look at him! Oh. Him being starstruck is so cute. And Ray's just there. Shimada's in the floor waiting for him to come back, and they're taking this photo. Oh my god. Ah! No! Oh, well, yeah, get him in the photo. Wow. I mean... to our generation, yes. Oh! Oh, okay. Shimada's like, well, I guess I can't be an inspiration. Oh. Oh. Oh my god. Ah! Ah! Get away! You just show up for the glory. Did I say that? Oh. Oh. Wow. Oh. You are not making me cry again, show. Not now. Not at the end. Oh. 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 Oh my god. Oh. Oh. Wow. Oh. That is gorgeous, that imagery. Damn. Wow. Hmm. Hmm. Right. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Ah! Ah! What? Oh my God. Oh my God. Ooh. You don't know that though. It's too early to say that. Ah! Almost 60. That's what you said last year. Uh-huh. Oh. Oh, so he's almost 70. Wow. The chairman. Oh. I I'm glad I watched those two episodes back to back and didn't wait a week between, but that was incredible. That was seriously incredible. I We'll talk about it in the discussion, but I remember him talking about Eternal Kisho, but it hadn't hit me that you had to win 10 matches in a row, like 10 titles in a row to be an Eternal of any of the titles. So I did not realize that. So then that suddenly made me want to root for Saku even more. Uh God, I love the CD. Uh it's so good. Oh, yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, we should talk about this. Y'all. Oh, I am. Oh, my mic is being a little annoying. There we go. I am floored. This match was amazing and I loved it. And the animation, the symbolism, it was just amazing. Just absolutely amazing. I want to go ahead and talk about the end card before I forget. This is the end card. Shimada, look at him. Bless his little soul. I love that he has all the cats, like the cats from the Kawanado sisters. I like that he has them all there, the three cats beside him. Does that mean maybe one day he'll show up at their house? That'd be great. I would love Shimada to meet the sisters. That'd be awesome. Be like, I'm Ray's tutor and mentor. It'd be like, yes. Also, him holding the bourbon there, like, nice. Classy. The mangaka who drew it is Ryo Ikuemi, who is from the 90s, like a mangaka from the 90s, did a lot of shoujo. I don't know very many of their works, but they have a distinct style that I feel like I've seen before, even though I've not read their work specifically. They've been in several different shoujo magazines. They did Sans Complex. They also did a lot of other one-shots, and I really, really like The Sun is Watching. They look really cool, and I'd like to read more of their work someday, so that's really cool. I love this series that those who have done the end card has helped given more awareness of other mangaka out there, which is a lot of fun. But yeah, so this episode, it's just so damn good. It's just so damn good. The mic drop, the sashes representing all of the hopes that others have placed upon Saku Yanigahara. It's absolutely amazing. And the whole opening with the cigarette burning and the ashes falling, like once you've burnt out, you're gone and replaced with a new generation. And everyone aging or getting out of one job and rotating to the next feels that sense of my time has ended and I'm passing the torch to another generation. But with that passing of the torch, I feel like so often in stories, whenever the older mentor figure passes the torch, there's a sense of completion, right? There's a sense of, oh, my journey is over. I've passed the torch on to the next generation. I can die in peace. But I don't think that we talk enough about the perspective of those passing the torches and how hard that is and what that means for them and all the pressures on them. And I give March so much credit for diving into that with Yanigahara, but also showing that resilience and him being like, no, I'm not ready to pass the torch on yet. I'm not done. I'm still going strong, and just being like, I'm going strong. I'm doing this. And I think that's so important. I also didn't know about, now look, I said this in the ED, the Eternal Kisho line had been mentioned before, but I didn't know what Eternal Kisho meant. They didn't really say, I don't think they said 10 consecutive titles. They were just like, oh, I'm vying to be the Eternal Kisho. I thought it was a joke. I thought it was a joke that he was just kind of joking about it. No, it was meaning that he won 10 titles in a row, which you have to win 10 in a row. That's 10 years of winning that title over and over again. That's insane. So, yeah, if he hadn't won this match, as much as I wanted Shimada to win, we'll talk about Shimada, as much as I wanted him to win, the moment they said that you had to win 10 titles in a row, I'm like, I don't think, if Saku doesn't do it now, I don't think he's going to be able to do another 10 years and be in his late 70s and still have that fervor because, you know, as he said, the shogi players are younger, but they're still as talented. So that's kind of another thing, too, that I like, that Saku's mindset isn't like, oh, these young whippersnappers, they don't know the day. No, he recognizes how talented they are. And he's kind of envious of how talented they are. But he handles it so professionally. And he's like, well, I'm not going to give up. I'm going to get my title, be the Eternal Kisho. That's such an accomplishment. I don't know if anybody else, you know, will do what he does, because Shimada, like I said, we'll talk about him. I don't think Shimada could get 10 titles in a row. So that's such a big accomplishment. I don't think Goto could. I don't even know if Soya could. I know Soya, you know, he could be the Meiji, the Eternal Meiji, I'm sure, but I don't know if he'll get 10 titles in a row. So that's such an accomplishment for Saku. And I could see why he holds this tournament so dearly to him, because it's his livelihood. He's like, this is what I've staked my claim on. This is my commemoration. This is my legacy. And it's so beautiful the way that it's presented in this episode. And he's like, I hear you again. I'm thinking the same thing. And he's like, but if you're standing in a burnt field, he's like, I'm still going to be burning. And I'm going to use all of my suffering to become this human torch yet again today. He's like, I'm going to power through and win it. And I'm like, oh my God. The poor episode didn't know what to do. It gave me the skip intro moment like way, way too late in the episode. So yeah, I love that this whole time Rei and Nikaido are like looking at each other, like looking at these moves, being like, what is this? This match is so iconic that I feel like they're going to be talking about the moves that Yanigahara makes and made in this match for like years to come. They're going to be like, the idea that he brought the king out in the last move and was like doing this, and Shimada's like, why would you do that? And they're like, nobody's ever done that before. Like, for there to be moves no one has ever done before is insane, right? The idea of the rising king. I love it. I love that Rei is also, throughout this match, I love that Rei gets to see a match like this, to see these two seasoned professionals like go at it, and to see like how someone can look beyond just the few moves ahead of him and seeing what's to come and seeing all these different styles. And in the moment, like, I think it's so impressive, right? Bless Shimada though. I was rooting for Shimada because he hasn't won a title yet. I was rooting for him. And then the moment they said that he wants to be Eternal Kisho, I was like, I'm kind of rooting for Yanigahara though. I want him to win too, and this is what makes Shimada such an amazing character, is that Shimada, at the end of the day, when the older men have purchased the Yanigahara merchandise, which whenever the older men are like, but Yanigahara gives us hope to our generation, like that we can still keep doing things, and like, I'm inspired, I'm gonna go home and do this. And Shimada just goes, okay. Like, I love that Shimada takes it all in stride, and he realizes that, you know, the men that came from the village to watch him, they're not disappointed in Shimada. They're actually inspired. And Shimada's like, well, as long as I didn't disappoint you, there's always next year. Shimada is such a trooper because he's never won a title. He's been doing this for years. He doesn't give up. He keeps coming back. And Yanigahara kind of hits the nail on the head with the hammer when he says that Shimada is the type of person who will always bounce back. He'll keep going and he'll keep getting stronger and stronger and stronger. So I'm sure by the time, by the time that he's Yanigahara's age, he's going to be a hard person to beat. And he's building up this wall and defense around him. And it's amazing. And I love, this is maybe my favorite match in the whole show. I think this is up there. I mean, the match where Ray wins the newcomer tournament was really good. That one was really good. I liked it. The match with him and Soya, I liked all that was afterwards more than I did the actual match itself. But I think this might be my favorite match of the whole series, because it's these two players that we've been watching the entire series, and they're just so good. And you want both of them to win. So it's not like, and it's one of those matches you can't predict, because you're like, well, is Shimada going to beat him? Is Yanigahara going to win? The show could go either way. They're not the main character. So there is that suspense, right? And he's like, he builds up and comes back one layer thicker every single time. And he describes him as he calls him a tree. Like, is it a Zelkova tree? And I've actually seen some Zelkova trees before. They're very strong and they're very wily. And yeah, it takes them a long time to grow. But once they do, then they're pretty unstoppable. And that's Shimada. But the thing that gets me in this episode is that Yanigahara, he doesn't know what to compare himself with. He's like, well, then what am I? Am I a tree? Am I a river? It feels like he's magma, like he's just a fire, right? A constantly burning fire, and he's just keeping the fire stoked so that it never goes out, right? But that self-doubt that he has is so insane, because then you have Shimada, who's sitting here being like, old man, you shouldn't be able to do moves like this. That moment he said the line, he's like, old man, you're too old to make a move like that. I was like, oh my God. I was like, you both are like just amazing. But Shimada respects Yanigahara so much, and he views him as such a threat, and knows that he's up against all these odds going against Yanigahara. And then on the other side of the equation, Yanigahara is like, well, I'm just an old man. I don't know what kind of threat I am. And I'm like, it just goes to show how much self-doubt everyone can have facing someone, and that self-doubt doesn't need to be there, because you don't need that, because the other person's thinking the exact same thing. And it's just so wild to me that he doesn't know what to compare himself to. What would I have been? I just don't know. And there's such a sadness with Yanigahara in this episode, because he's like, there's no one left to compare me to anything. And I was like, well, you still got Shimada there and Ray and Nikaido. Don't count yourself out yet. The chairman's still there, much to your chagrin. And he just keeps getting distracted. And again, we go back with the motif of being underwater and drowning, and him like starting to like sink down like Ray has, being like, my back hurts, I'm losing focus, what am I going to do? It's very refreshing at this point in the series to see that, we started the series out with Ray floundering, and we were like, is Ray the only one having these doubts? And now we're nearly done with season 2, and the answer is no, everyone has these doubts. And it's just how you persevere beyond them, right? And then just watching him, he's like, I feel better than usual. I love when he talked about the first game and how he barely won and how he felt terrible. And they called it age pneumonia. I'm like, yeah, that's pretty serious for somebody that's, in their late 60s. And he just kept on going. And he's like, I feel better in comparison. And then he looks up. I love that he looks over and Shimada's just staring at him like, are you going to make a move? Shimada can be so handsome at times, and then other times he can look so old and grumbly. I'm like, Shimada, you're barely in your 30s. You've got so many wrinkles already. You're going to age poorly, sir. And he's like, there's no need to make that kind of face. Like, Saku is smooth. So smooth. And he's like, you got the advantage. Why are you getting mad at me? And then the idea of when he's questioning if he's going to lose or not. And he's like, if I don't have shogi, what else will I have left? And everyone's just like worried about Saku looking fatigued and tired. And even the announcer is, questioning whether Saku is going to be able to go on, showing how he's fatigued and struggling to concentrate. And then this whole scene where the sashes start to fly away from him and he starts to give up and saying if it's beyond reach, and him worrying that he's not going to be able to live up to the expectations that all these people have placed on him, and they all start flying away. And meanwhile, all the old men are like, oh, Saku, don't give up. You just need one more win. It's like at that point, they're all the old men are rooting for him, and you're like, damn it, I kind of want him to win now. And then it's like everyone's just rooting for him. They're like, you did great making it this far. And God, that shot of him, he just looks so old in that moment, right? He just looks so old. And as they all start to fly away, he's like, and he hears the people saying, I'm going to retire. I'm being demoted. I'm falling behind. You're the only one left. I'll look for another path. And then he's just like, I love that he's just like, F it. I love that he like lets his glasses fall and he's like, no. He's like, I'm not going to retire. I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to let go of this. And that whole animation sequence is just amazing. It felt like a dance. It felt ceremonial. It was just this beautiful piece of artwork that Shaft gave us in that moment. It was just incredible. What can I say? What more can I say about it? What more can I say about it? He's like, I'll shoulder this burden and I will deliver it. Yep, for the people who tried all their might to get to this place, we'll get there together. God, everything about this. And then him just grabbing it and being like, I'm not giving up. It felt gorgeous. He's like, I'm not going to be a burnt field. And then he just makes this move and Shimada's like, what? Like, what? Where did this come from? What is this? And he's like, why would he bring the king? That's like isn't the king like your weakest piece? Why would you play it? I love that he just throws it down. Like, now deal with this, bitch. What are you gonna do? And then Nikaido's like, I've never heard of a move like that before. A climbing king. Can he even do that? I love that they're like, is this legal? Is this move possible? And all the old men are like, you can do it, Saku. I love Shimada's delivery of this line is when he's like, true. I have no move to rebuke that. When he said that line where he's like, old man, you're too old to make that move. I was like, ah! I was just Shimada being like, son of a bitch. How could you? I know that I don't know if it happens in the manga or not. I don't want to know, so don't tell me. But I would love at some point, if they do a season 3, I would love to see Shimada win a title. I just need Shimada to win a title. I don't think that's asking for much. I feel like that should happen. Can we do that? Can we do that, please? Yep. And I love that Saku finally brings up what we talked about last week, being like, eventually the grass will grow and the field will return whether we want it to or not. But we're going to face that field together. And then we have the final part of the match. And the fact this match has gone on so late, right? So the armrests that have been used all season long, right? We finally see them get to be used at their fullest, where Saku is just leaning his entire body over the armrest, like barely keeping up. Nikaido should have used that damn armrest. He should have used that from the get-go, right? Wouldn't have fell last time if he'd had that armrest. But the ending of this match, like just the coloring of it, it looks like a painting. The two of them standing side by side and then him making the last quivering moves. I love that when they show like the quivering of his hand that looks so frail, bring the piece down, then they show the finger spread out and the flow of lava even becomes like the fingers. The imagery is so good. It's so damn good. Yep. And I love the light shining and Rei and Nikaido are looking up at it. I love the intergenerational tree of March where you have like the chairman and Yanigahara, and then you have Shimada and Goto, and Koda's somewhere in between there. And then you come down and you have like Nikaido and Rei, and then you have Soya up there. So you have these rungs on the ladder of the shogi players and how far they go. And it's so beautiful. And then in that battle, I do love that the chairman, he was sitting there waiting outside the match. I love that he was like, every time I watch a match, you lose. So I didn't want to do that to you this time. That is a very real superstition. I've had people that were like, nope, you can't come see my matches. I don't want to be jinxed. I don't want to be thrown off. And so they've told, we actually, the speech team I coach, if students make it to finals, we tell them, they're like, hey, if there's somebody that's going to throw you off and you don't want them there, then just let us know. We won't go. Because like one of the coaches, she's like, I don't ever want to go to this person's final because I know it's going to throw them off. So I liked that he was respectful there. The moment that I saw Nikaido with that gritted teeth expression, and I was like, oh, is Shimada going to lose? And then all of them watching, like Issa and Smith, like, I love that it seems that Shimada was actually in decent health, like him drinking the tea. And Shimada was on his game. Shimada did his best. He couldn't beat Yanigahara. And the moment he laid that piece down and it like clattered the other pieces on the board, I was like, oh shit. Like, I don't think we've seen that. But it didn't matter. I also love that we got a brief moment to see like what was going on around the world. Like life still goes on. People are still doing their routine outside of shogi. But then we go back to this match. And the moment we cut to Nikaido's face there, where his eyebrows are kind of turned up like this, I was like, oh, Shimada lost. And then he uttered those two words. And Yanigahara just looks exhausted. Just exhausted. That shot, though, of the two of them by the board in the moonlight is so good. Is so good. I feel for Shimada. I want him to win a title, but if anybody is going to be someone to come back from a loss over and over again, it's Shimada. That's one thing I love about his character, because a lot of people would have given up. A lot of people would have been like, I'm not going to settle for this over and over again, but Shimada just keeps coming back, and he's like, you know what? Fine. I'll keep doing it. I don't care. We'll just keep on going, see what happens. I love it. It's great. I feel for him. And then, yep, by the rules of the Kisho Championship, he retained the title 10 times. And they're like, you did it, 10 wins. Because I think, what did they say? He's won it 14 times altogether. Like he'd won it 14 times. So 4 of those times must have been off and on without being in a row. And this was or 5 of those times were off and on and not in a row, which is crazy. So the last 10 times would have been, because I think this was the 15th time he won it overall, right? If I'm remembering correctly. Yeah. Insane. The one thing that gets me is that Shimada gets left alone. He's just in the floor like, son of a bitch, I lost. I can't believe it. And they just left him. And then they're having all this like party moment. And Shimada's like, he comes back in like, did you forget about me, bitch? And they're like, come get in the photo. And he's like, I just love that they just left Shimada out and then he shows back up. Damn. I love he clenches it, like Yanigahara clenches his fists like, I did it. I did it, bitch. And then he brings Gon over there and he's like, I love the theme of him saying to Gon, he's like, take a photo of us. He's like, just because you've been let off, just because you've retired, that does not mean you're done taking photos. He's like, and I love the idea that he's like, I want you to take the photo because you're so important in this moment. Oh. Now they got him to come into the photo. They got ready and said the 33rd Kisho Championship, 5th match. Okay. So this was the 33rd time this match has been held, the championship. And Yanigahara's won 15 of them. That is insane. Half of them over the last 33 years. Wild. Which, if he's been playing for 30 years, that means he didn't start winning these titles until later in life. So if you think of it that way, he's 66. That means between the ages of 56 and 66, he won these titles every year. Shimada's got plenty of time. Like, Shimada could definitely become an eternal title winner. He's got so much time if he just sticks with it. I love that Nikaido gets to sit there by Yanigahara and he's so excited. I'm like, you boys have seen these two guys before. But Nikaido's so Star Trek. He's like, let me sit by you. Like, it's so cute. That's so adorable. Oh, and he's so sparkly. It's so cute. Like, he's so happy. I love Nikaido so much. And Ray's just sitting there awkwardly, and then Shimada comes in, and he's like, guys, didn't you come here to support me? And they're like, but he's an old man, and we look up to him. And Shimada's like, But he does I like that he gets happy at the end of it. And he's like, okay. He's like, fine. And he doesn't even get his moment to be like happy about it. He's like, it'll be all right. And then as he's starting to cheer up, that's when the chairman arrives. And I love that Yanigahara's like, I hate you. I love that chairman and Yanigahara are like frenemies. It's amazing. The chairman, for being like 70 years old, is insanely enthusiastic. He's a monster. I really want to see the chairman play. I would love to see the chairman in a match. I bet he'd be terrifying. I bet he would be terrifying. I'd be like, Ray, just play the chairman for fun. Just see what would happen. It's so good, though. I love it. And then that whole point there, whenever he started talking about life is nothing but goodbyes, I was like, we're at the 20-minute mark. Don't you be trying to make me cry, show. And it almost did. I was like, don't you do that, Yanigahara. Because, he's in his late 60s, and he's facing the fact that he's like, these people in this photo, I'm going to start losing them one by one. From shogi and from my life. But he's like, all the people I liked and disliked, there's no mistake that my life and who I am now is made up of those fragments and those sashes. And sometimes those hopes and dreams I'm carrying with me are very heavy, but because of that weight, I love that shot of it's like, there's the sea of flame rising above the sea, wrapping around him. But those hopes and all of those expectations are tying him like an anchor into the light and into the magma. And he's like, these are keeping me here. These are keeping me from running away from the ocean and running away from the stress and running away from the challenges. This is keeping me to where I have to face it head on. Insane. Insane symbolism. I love it. And then you have the two of him, the chairman and him sitting there. And I also love that Yanigahara is like, there's no way I can play next year. It'll be impossible. And the chairman's like, you literally said this last year. You'll be fine. At least now, I feel like if I were Yanigahara, I feel like I would have a lot less pressure, because now that I've actually won the match and I've got my title as Eternal Kisho, if I lost the title the next year to Shimada or someone else, I wouldn't feel nearly as bad. I'd be like, you know what? I'm already Eternal Kisho. Fine. I did what I wanted to do. This match that means so much to me. I've gotten my title for it. Sure, kid, you can win it. Like, I feel like so much pressure is taken off of him now that he's still going to play shogi and he's still going to enjoy it. But I feel like there's not as much pressure as there was going into this match, And then we have it there. Oh, I'm sure you all will comment down below the things that I didn't gush enough about, but this episode was so straightforward, but it was so good. It's like all the fundamentals were hit. It was amazing. I loved it. Everything was beautiful, and I'm just in awe of this show each and every week, and we have a month left to go. I don't know what the last month of March is going to hold for us, but I'm going to be very excited and I'm going to be very sad when I'm caught up. That's a fact. So, in any case, I'm excited. I hope you all are as well. But Ruby's like, please take me out now. There she is. But I'm going to go take my dogs out, and I'm excited to hear your comments down below. This series, this match was a 10 out of 10, chef's kiss, and I'm excited to see what the next 4 weeks have for us. But in the meantime, I hope y'all have a wonderful week. Please stay safe, take care, and yeah, I'll be back next week with more March Comes In Like a Lion. Bye!